What is going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems. Sunday, the 23rd. How are we doing today? Today's video is inspired by two different kind of entities. One would be a lot of you guys have asked me, how did did I go to school for what I'm doing, and how did I get into coaching? Um, and then so many people kept asking me, and then it just was something in my head, and then I saw good old buddy Omar Isuf put out a video. um, I mean, the title was straight up like, why did I quit school or something like that. And it was just kind of a sign saying like, all right, I need to say, address this and answer those people. And I also wanted to add a new dynamic to the situation and talk about something kind of like oversaturation. Um, so here we go. The question at hand. Joey, did you go to school to become a coach? And what do you think about getting formally educated in order to kind of help yourself in that endeavor? Um, okay, so for me personally, when I was halfway through college, actually I was a little over halfway, I realized that I was not happy where I was, and my major was good. I had to, it was sports management. It seemed like a fun major. It wasn't too difficult, and I loved sports at the time. But I had always had a passion for weights, even when I played football. I love the weight room. More than I did actually like practicing. Full team was fun, but just doing drills were hit or miss. California summertime, it's fucking hot. Just a lot of pain and suffering that I went through, which a lot of football players do, especially depending on the generation that your coach is from. Um, Everybody knows them old school coaches, man. They will, if you're not a tough guy, they're gonna make you tough because them drills is hard. But anyway, I went to community college, did my stuff, transferred to University of St. Mary's in Leavenworth, fucking Kansas, literally next to the jail, Leavenworth. I was getting a scholarship, so I was like, you know what, screw it. But I realized when I was out there, I wasn't happy doing what I was doing, so I left. I came back home to LA. I didn't want to go to school anymore. I worked infinity jobs, and kind of going off of what Omar mentioned in his video. I did a lot of things. I had pressure on me because I was supporting myself at this time. I was living with my girlfriend, which we eventually broke up. But, um, and for a lot of that time, I was paying for her stuff, um, which I'd never recommend doing. I was very young. And so I had a lot of pressure upon myself. As a man, you got to be the tough guy. You got to take care of everyone, pay for everything, and all this good stuff. um, it's kind of an ego thing. It's really dumb now looking back in hindsight. But I was working, retail. I was a personal assistant. I was bouncing and training people as a personal trainer. And I was doing all of these things. I put so you could say this was a hectic time in my life. It was kind of uncomfortable in that I had to be so many different places at once, and kind of light a fire under my ass. And from what I was doing, just going to school to having to deal with my own place and bills and all these things, I had one of two choices. I could have either you can rise to the occasion, kind of grow as a person, become stronger to handle all the different adversities and obstacles that are in front of you. I don't even know if adversities is a word, but or you can just crumble and you fuck up your credit and you fuck up this and you fuck up that. And I had bought a new car like a dumbass. I didn't have the money for it. I got a new iPhone. I got a lot of new stuff, but I got all these jobs and I made it work. I figured out a way to make it work. I was training people. I eventually got into a commercial gym and I was working like crazy. Literally, I would see 20 different people a day. Sometimes it was rare that would happen. It maybe only happened like during specific times of the year, but and at this particular commercial gym, sessions were only 30 minutes. So it was like bang, 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 bang. And I would often have to leave that person with something to do on their own so that they could get a sufficient workout. Um, so it was really tough. And it was really, just very draining. And I started getting into powerlifting around this time. And, you know, people... So I have an incomplete degree at this point. And I'm just training people, and I got into powerlifting, and I'm just kind of getting by. And I met Tina, and she started doing it. And then people started to ask me, or I was programming for one of my buddies at the time. He could pull like 500 pounds, and then when he ended up finishing, he was a natural. This guy responded to training like very, very well. He ended up barely missing 700 pounds in a meet, but that was like within less than a year. So he was definitely a freak in that regard. And people just started asking me after seeing him, like, hey, do you do coaching? And I did personal training at the time, but I didn't do anything powerlifting related. And I was like, not really, but if you want help, I can help you. And then, just kind of, I came up at a good time also because it was not nearly as saturated on social media. You didn't have a million people posting about how they are a coach. And if you are one of those people, I don't hate you. I understand that it can seem like a fast way to make money. But something you need to understand is, I would definitely recommend staying in school and getting your formal education because that's going to help you at least get your CSCS. Your CSCS is it's legit. It's probably one of the most legit things you can get in if you want to be a strength coach. But you don't really need it. What matters is that if you're good and you're able to produce, if you're able to take someone and make them better and make champions and shit like that, that's going to speak for itself and you're going to do fine that way. But if you haven't done anything, you haven't done anything, you haven't produced anything, and you're posting stuff like that, it's kind of it's a bad look. And it just seems really sleazy. If you guys have noticed, those of you that follow me, I have not posted anything saying that I'm taking clients since like 2014. Yeah, we're in 2017. I don't need to. I always say if you do a good job with your people, it speaks for themselves. I'm very lucky and fortunate to have come up in the time that I did. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I could have fucked up with John Hack, and he could have had a terrible meet, and he never would have won nationals, and he wouldn't have won worlds, and I wouldn't have gotten the publicity from that. I had to produce. I was presented with an opportunity to step up to the plate and show myself, and my option was either we're gonna win, or I'm gonna fuck up, and he's gonna leave. A lot of the guys that I have been with me for a long, long time because I've proven myself over and over and over and over. Even after all this time, the stronger you get, the harder it is to get stronger. But, and even people that I'm not even cool with, I'm literally not cool with the person I'm thinking of. I can remember in the past we've gotten in little fights. They, recently, he saw one of my lifters compete and he gave me props. That means a lot to me, especially because, it wasn't someone that I particularly cared for. It's very nice that they said that, and I'm sure, whatever happened in the past, and everybody grows. But I think, what kind of gives me that little X factor is I'm just consistent. My results are real. I'm showing people, that my people are there, and you can literally click on my hashtags and look at all the people that I train with. I have testimonials on my website, which is, if people like reading those, they can. They're pretty long, but I think you need to have real results, and you need to continue. You need to be relevant all the time. You need to continuously produce. So I knew that when I started gaining momentum, I knew that I wanted to coach. And I knew that I could make it work because I was doing well. And I knew that I had something valuable, and I quit everything. I quit all of those jobs. I dropped out of school. I quit all my jobs to pursue something that could have failed. I could have fucked up. I could have, who knows, I could have had to have taken up a normal 9 to 5, whatever. Or go back to school even. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're one of those people. But I said, I'm going to put my heart and soul into this. I'm going to, do everything I can to make it work because it's truly what I'm passionate about. I like helping people. I know what I'm doing, and I'm on to something. I have something that I'm not seeing too many people, if anyone, do what I'm doing or say what I'm saying. Um, and I really believed in myself, and I was able to make a living for myself and pay off my debt and be in a great, financial situation. Not everyone can do that. Let me fucking tell you, if you're not one of those people that are willing to, you need to educate yourself. If you're not going to go to school and get the formal education, which it's good, like I said, but you're not going to learn everything from school, I promise you that. You can have the greatest degree ever, and you will not have what it takes to do this. I'm not saying I'm a tough guy or anything like that, but I take fucking pride in what I do, and if I didn't think I was good at it, I wouldn't be doing it. This is like my livelihood. I'm not going to half-ass it. Sorry about that. But, get a little passionate here. If you're wondering why I left school and I didn't finish, it's because I knew what I wanted to do ahead of time. This is going to sound really bad, but when I was 18 years old, I wish I could go back to my 18-year-old self and say, hey, Joey, don't go back to football. Don't go to school. Stay in the gym now. Keep training people now. Keep gaining experience now. Get on YouTube. Get on whatever. I had a coach at the time who I learned a lot from, and I made connections from competing, and I continued to learn from a lot of different people, and I developed my own style and my own, way of doing things. So a lot of the part, or the reason that people go to school is because they want to, learn and get better, because when they get out, they're going to get a job, and that job is going to help them make a living, or give you financial security, I guess you could say. Unless you're one of those crazy people that have tons of money, but you just do it for fun. That's fine. You could do that too. But I was the type of kid who I wouldn't really pay attention in class until, it was time to go over the study guide or something. I would pay attention to that last minute, and then I would, get a B, get an 86 on the test. Fuck it, I'm good. I don't really care about this or that. My mind was always like, time. Like, why am I wasting my time with this? Why am I wasting my time with that? Time is our most finite and most valuable resource, in my opinion. There are a lot of people who ask me for help, and I just simply, if I'm not getting paid to help you, then, or I'm not doing it of my own accord, so like putting out these videos, for example, then I can't really waste the time to help every single person. That's why I get paid for what I do, and I cherish each and every one of you guys that has inquired over the last infinity time. What's it been, like a couple years now? That I've had to refer away or turn down. And those of you that have stuck with me through all this time, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. But I left school because I knew what I wanted to do, and I believed that I could do it, and I was willing to take the risk. It is definitely something now, especially in this time, the time that we're in now, 2017, it is so saturated. And most people, I don't need to say they don't know what they're doing, because in time, we're going to see who knows what they're doing. You know what I mean? I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at Raw Nationals with my people. I'm going to continue to bring the heat. I'm going to continue to, grow my brand as I see fit, and be myself, and, just not, I don't want to change who I am, and I want to have fun with what I'm doing, and I don't want to be another boring guy putting out fucking just droning on about like data and information. There's already enough of those guys, and we need those guys. It's great that they're doing that. I don't want to be that. I want to be Joey. I'm making this video because there are a lot of you guys that I'll never forget, I was at a fitness expo. It was the LA Fit Expo, and a kid came up to me and he asked me, I guess it's because I'm relatable. I seem like a normal dude. I'm not too, gifted in any one lift. I've just been training for a long time and got decent. So people think they can do what I do, or happens all the time. It happens in I was listening to a comedian talk about it the other day, where people, they're like, fuck this guy, I can do what he's doing. They think that, and they try, and they try, and they try, and they don't see that they're hurting themselves. You need to just get in the trenches and fucking work, and produce results, and then people will come to you. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. And you need to absorb all the information that you can. I cannot tell you guys how many hours I put in self-educating, spending time with people that I thought were ahead of me at the time, to try to learn from them, to learn from even people I don't necessarily disagree with, but to provide that could help me like gain a perspective. I'm sorry this video turned out to be about me. I mean, it kind of was, but the takeaway from the video is, stay in fucking school, get your formal education. It can open up a lot of doors for you, unless you are absolutely willing to take the risk. You can do that. Just like, you gotta, I know some people might make it look easy. We might make it look easy and everybody thinks they can do it. But let me tell you, it's not. And I've seen people come and go and fail, and the time that they spent doing that, they could have been getting better in other ways. That's it. That's all I had to say, guys. I hope you're able to take something away from this video. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, leave a comment down below. Go check out podcast number 2. Let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.